Welcome back everyone, I'm Kibbles Games, this is Diablo 2 and this is a little bit of a different episode. This is going to be a bit of a show and tell episode because I have been out with our Javazon and run lots and lots of dungeons in normal mode. I ran the same 7 dungeons 18 times each. These dungeons were the Evil Countess in the Black Marsh, Andariel, the boss of Act 1, Duriel, the boss of Act 2, Travancal for the High Council in Act 3, Mephisto, the boss of Act 3, Pindleskin because he's really fast to run in Act 5, and then cleared out the entire cow level, and I did each of these 18 times. And what I'm going to show you today is all the loot we got. Now all of the important bits of loot will be timestamped below so you can skip forward to them and see what they are. But anyway, let's get started. First thing we found was this club, Stout Nail. Double damage, plus 7 to vitality, reduces magic damage, and the attacker takes damage of 4. Not very good, but it is at least a unique. And then we found this crossbow, which is pretty nice. 20% increased attack speed, 50% chance of doing a pierce attack, and that means that your missile will pass through one enemy and hit another one standing behind it. 50% enhanced damage, plus 50 attack rating, so it's fairly accurate, plus 30 poison damage over 3 seconds, and plus 20 to dexterity, which means it will also be more accurate from the dexterity buff. Not great, not terrible. Then we started finding some set items, like the Death's Hand leather gloves. On their own, all they do is poison resist plus 50 and poison length reduced by 75%. That's really quite nice for poison defense. Then we found the Arctic Binding light belt, plus 30 defense, plus 40 cold resist. Then we found the Arctic furs, which is nice, plus 313% enhanced defense and all resistances plus 10. And when we combine that with the belt that we found previously, we now see that the belt gets an additional bonus because it's been paired with another item from the same set. And that bonus is a 40% better chance of getting magic items. And the set bonus is plus 5 to strength. And the furs get extra defense based on your character level, so this is quite a nice little set. Then we found Death's Guard, and that pairs up with the Death's Hand gloves. And the sash on its own does plus 20 defense and cannot be frozen. Cannot be frozen is a great thing, that's always something you want to look out for. And in conjunction with the gloves, the sash now adds plus 15 to all resists, and the set as a whole steals 8% life per hit, and that's quite good. And the gloves give you a 30% increased attack speed, so that's quite good as well. Then we found the Angelic Halo ring, replenish life plus 6, plus 20 to life. Then this battle axe, which is really quite nice, 20% increased attack speed, plus 100% enhanced damage, so double damage. Adds 1 to 40 lightning damage, all resistances plus 12, that's right, it's a weapon that adds to your resists, and plus 6 to mana after each kill. So that'll be good for a barbarian that's able to use two-handed axes with great efficiency, using some kind of mana burning ability, and you'll get 6 to mana each time you kill something with this. That's quite a nice axe. Then we found even more set items, like the Angelic Mantle ring mail. Just enhanced defense and damage reduced by 3, doesn't do very much. And we found the Angelic Halo. That gave us another part of the Angelic Raiment. And the Angelic Halo gives plus 444 attack rating based on character level, so that's a lot more accuracy. And the set as a whole gives you plus 10 dexterity, so that's even more attack rating and accuracy. And now the ring mail gets plus 150 defense. Not based on character level, just flat. And then we found the Angelic Sickle, which on its own basically does nothing. Plus 75 to attack rating and 250 damage to undead. And we found the Arctic Binding again, and the Arctic Halo, so we've now got 3 parts of the Angelic Raiment. And as we see, the ring now has 2 green abilities, and one of those is 50% better chance of getting magic items, and the set as a whole is now adding plus 50 to mana as well as the 10 to dexterity. The ring mail has now gained fire resist plus 50, which is nice, And the sword gets 75% increased damage and 30% increased attack speed. It's still a terrible sword, but the main thing it's doing is providing extra abilities to the ring and the ring mail. Then we found this large shield. It's not that great. 30% increased chance of blocking. Now there are two different blocking things. There is increased chance of blocking, which is exactly what it says, which is your chance to block. There is your block rate. When you block, there is a small animation that plays and you cannot do anything whilst that animation is playing. And increased block rate speeds up that animation. And the shield adds 1 to 6 lightning damage, 54% enhanced defense, and another 30 defense on top. Lightning resist plus 25, magic damage reduced by 1, and anyone attacking you takes 3 lightning damage. Then we found another set. These boots, plus 10 to dexterity, heal stamina plus 25, on their own not that great. And we found this Grim Wand, which is part of an obviously Necromancer focused set, because this wand adds plus 1 to all Necromancer skill levels. Plus 8 to minimum damage, 50% damage to undead, not that they usually hit things. And here is our first rune upgrade, which we need a gem to do, because you cannot go any higher than thulls. If you put 3 thull runes in a heraldic cube and press transmute, it will not do anything. You need to start adding gems, specifically a chipped topaz. So we did that, and we got ourselves an Ammon rune. That's what it does on its own, and of course it will be used in various rune words. Then we also found this longbow, fires explosive arrows or bolts. So that'll do a little bit of splash damage. Plus 67 enhanced damage, plus 50% bonus to attack rating, so not 50 attack rating, 50% bonus, so you'll become a lot more accurate. And plus 3 to strength, plus 3 to dexterity. Good, but not great. And we found this spear, the Dragon Chang, not spectacular. Plus 10 to minimum damage, which means you'll probably do 14 almost all the time. 100 damage to undead, adds 3 to 6 fire damage, plus 2 to light radius. Kinda meh. And we found another axe. Fast attack speed, 45% enhanced damage, double damage to undead, plus 40% attack rating against undead, adds 8 to 12 fire, plus 20 defense, not that good, but it is at least unique. Then we found this skull cap, replenish life plus 4, attacker takes damage of 2. And then I finally found a 3-socket tower shield, and we were able to do the Ral Ort Tal Ancient's Pledge rune word. And this is what it does, plus 50% enhanced defense. Not important. The important bit is the resists. 43 to cold, 48 to lightning, 48 to fire, 48 to poison. That's absolutely huge. And 10% of the damage you take gets added to your mana, so it's also useful for that. Now in Nightmare mode, all of your resistances are reduced by 40. So by using this shield, it completely negates that. So that's really, really nice. Then we found this unique ring. Plus 73 to attack rating, magic damage reduced by 3, attacker takes damage of 3, and a 29% better chance of finding magic items, so that's really nice. Then we found this crowbill, which is an axe, even though it looks like a warhammer, it is an axe. 80% enhanced damage, plus 75 to attack rating, on its own, not that great. And of course, that gave us 2 parts of the Tancred's battle gear set. And with just the axe and the boots get 30% faster run walk, so that's good, and adds 15 lightning damage. And now the military pick adds 20 to mana. Now we found this claymore, fast attack speed, 90% enhanced damage, 8% mana stolen per hit, 4% life stolen per hit, all resist plus 5. Not great, not terrible. Then we found what appears to be a paladin based set, even though it's not giving any bonuses to paladins, but paladins do usually use maces. Plus 23 to maximum damage, with another plus something to maximum damage based on your character level, so this scales up with you. And a plus 75 to attack rating and 50% damage to undead. Then we found this unique mail, adds 1 to 20 lightning damage, plus 78 enhanced defense, lightning resist plus 30, attacker takes lightning damage of 11. So we could pair that up with that lightning based shield we've got, and a lightning based weapon, and become like Thor, the god of thunder or something, I don't know. You can roleplay to your heart's content. Then we found these barbarian focused boots, 20% faster run walk, 2% mana stolen per hit, +2 to leap, which is a barbarian only skill, 24% enhanced defense, +12 defense on top of that, and anyone attacking you takes damage of 2. Then we found Eisenhart's Horn set helmet, +6 to dexterity, damage reduced by 2. Then we found another unique weapon. This one has lots of things, very definitely paladin based. 10% increased attack speed, 120% enhanced damage, 50% bonus to attack rating so it's accurate, 5% life stolen per hit, 25% chance of doing open wounds. Open wounds is damage over time, very much like poison. And +3 to sacrifice, and sacrifice is a paladin only skill which I believe reduces your health but increases the damage done. But that will probably be offset by the 5% life which is stealing, so that's quite nice. +2 to light radius and 50% damage to undead. And then we found exactly the same thing again. And then we found Ithra's Cord, which is the first part of Iratha's Finery we found. +5 to minimum damage, +25 defense. And we found this nice little dagger. Adds 1 to 15 damage, reduces your mana by 5, but gives you 100% bonus to your magic find. Here's another part of the Eisenhart set. Here's the broadsword, 20% increased attack speed, +10 to minimum damage. And when paired with the helmet, this gets an additional +190 to attack rating based on character level, so it's at least accurate, if not all that damaging. And the set as a whole gives you +10 to strength. And now the helmet is also giving us +8 to all resists. Then we found another part of Vidala's rig, which was the leather armour, +50 defense, +11 to dexterity, not huge. And then at long last, in the cow level, I found all the runes we've been looking for this whole playthrough. I found a saul, and we had this 2-socket crown in our inventory for the longest time, and we were able to make Ort Saul, which is lore. And lore is spectacular because it adds 1 to all your skill levels. And gives you +10 to energy, which is more mana, adds 2 to mana after each kill, which is great, 30% lightning resist, which is always nice, reduces incoming physical damage by 7, adds 2 to light radius, so that is an excellent crown. And we also found a shale in the cow level, and that let us make the Rime shield because we had this 2-socket and gothic shield lying around. And Rime does this. 40% faster block rate. Now that means the animation when you're blocking is 40% faster, so you're able to actually hit things back instead of being stun locked in the blocking animation, and a 20% increased chance to block. Regenerates mana 15% faster. All resistances +25%. Cannot be frozen. Cannot be frozen is always excellent. 50% extra gold from monsters and a 25% better chance of getting magic items. So that is a really nice shield, so that became our mainstay straight away. Then we found this Skullcap, which also gives +1 to all skills, 75% extra gold from monsters, and a whopping 46% chance of getting magic items. And now was the time to try and make a 3-socket chest armor so we can do a really nice Runeword. Here are the runes for the Runeword we needed, and this is the recipe for adding sockets. It's a Tal, a Thul, and a perfect topaz. Has to be a perfect topaz, and this will give you a roll. It will roll a dice, and that's how many sockets it will get. So you'll either get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6, and if that item can have a maximum of 4, then anything over a 4 will give you 4 sockets. And unfortunately for this piece of armor, I either rolled a 4, 5 or 6, and I ended up with 4 sockets, and I wanted a 3, which was a little bit annoying, but that's okay because I had a backup. I had this breastplate, and I did that transmutation again, and I got the 3 sockets I wanted. So then I put the Shale, Thul and Am runes in it, and that turned it into this magnificent piece of armor called Peace. As we see, there's a 2% chance to cast a level 15 Valkyrie whenever we hit something, and we hit things all the time. So this will constantly recast a level 15 Valkyrie, and a level 15 Valkyrie has something like 2,500 hit points, and she hits like an absolute train, so she's a super mega tank. And when you get hit, there is a 4% chance to cast a level 5 slow missile. That's not quite so important. And the next thing is very important, +2 to all Amazon skill levels. So we're getting +1 from the helmet and +2 from that, so that's +3 to all skill levels, which is really, really nice. 20% faster hit recovery, +2 to critical strike, which is the passive bonus to doing double damage. Cold resist +30%, and attacker takes damage of 14. So that is an excellent bit of armour. So that obviously went straight in our body. And another really good thing about breastplate is that it is light armour, because the stuff we were wearing before was heavy, and heavy seriously reduces your speed and your stamina drain. So this breastplate being a light armour means we'll now be moving faster and our stamina will last a lot longer, so that's another benefit. And we found Death's Hand again, we found lots of doubles, Eisenhart's Light Brand again, then we found this unique Chris Knife, +106 to attack rating, +180 poison damage over 4 seconds, which is absolutely evil. What's that, 45 a second? Something like that. +20% to maximum poison resist +95, so your poison resist will be 95, because the maximum is usually 75. This adds 20 to that cap and adds 95, and cannot be frozen, so that's a really good Chris Knife. That will go on something like a poison necromancer. That's brutal. I found another set item, part of Cthan's traps, and this is Cthan's seal. Steals 6% life per hit and reduces incoming physical damage by 2. Then we found this Swordback Hold unique shield, 20% increased chance of blocking, 50% chance of doing open wounds, which is damage over time, plus 51% enhanced defense, plus 10 defense, and attacker takes damage of 10. Now on defense, the way that Diablo 2 works is that when you are running, your defense is 0. Don't know why, that's just how it is, and most of the time you're running, so your defense only actually applies when you're standing still. So defense really isn't that much of a consideration. So all the way through this playthrough, I've been looking at getting higher defense items when I shouldn't have. I should have been concentrating on all the other abilities as well. Then we found this set of Melabrega's Regalia. This is the Kite Shield, +25 defense, which as I just told you is meaningless, and 20% better chance of getting magic items, which is quite nice. Then we found the Axe of Fekmar, +82% enhanced damage, freezes target +3. Now freezes target is a chance to turn the target blue and hold them steady, and as we know, frozen enemies shatter. The +3 means that the chance of that happening is increased by 3. So that's what freezes target +3 means. It means it will freeze them, and it will freeze them very often because it's got a +3 modifier on it. And it adds 50% to your cold resist and adds 2 to your light radius. We found Cleglaw's pincers, and that is the final part of Cleglaw's brace. We have completed a set. On their own, they slow your target by 25%, which is pretty good, because it's not cold damage, it just slows them. So even if they're cold resistant, it won't matter, it will still slow them down, and it does knockback. So that was the first set we had ever completed, and here is what the entire set does. Now the gloves add 410 to attack rating, which is accuracy based on character level, so they level up with you. And the full set, as we see, 4 abilities marked in gold, 20% increased attack speed, 6% mana stolen per hit, 35% chance of crushing blow, which is double damage, and adds 100 to your defense, which as we know is meaningless. And the longsword now does increased maximum damage based on character level, and 50% chance of doing double damage, and as we know, 35% chance of doing crushing blow. So it's quite a good little set. And the small shield, all resistances +15. So that is not a bad little set, considering it's only required level 4. Whether or not you'll be able to get to strength 55 by level 4 is extremely doubtful. Well, you might be able to get to required strength 55 if you're a barbarian. I think barbarians start with strength 35, so do 4 level ups, putting 5 into your strength each time. That's 20 strength, that'll get you up there. But then you won't have dexterity 39. This is one thing I don't understand about a lot of the sets. Like, The required level might be 4, but the strength and dexterity requirements are so high that you'll never be able to use the item when you are level 4. You'll need to wait till like level 10 until you get enough strength and dexterity. Don't quite understand how that works, but that's how it works. So that is the first complete set we've ever found. Then we found another part of Vidala's rig, the battle bow on its own, just a normal bow that adds 1 to 20 lightning damage. Not spectacular. And now in conjunction with the leather armour gains fire resist plus 24, and the set as a whole steals 7% mana per hit, adds 75 to your attack rating. And the bow now also gets 328 to your attack rating based on character level. So it's a really accurate mana stealing set. Damage wise, not superb. Then I found this ceremonial javelin, which is the upgraded version of a maiden javelin. And as you can see, the required dexterity is 109 and required level is 26, so we're quite far away from being able to use that. Keep it around, and maybe on nightmare mode we'll give it to Charzy, see if she can roll something good. Or there is a Radric Cubit recipe we can use to upgrade our own maiden javelin that Charzy made for us into a ceremonial javelin. And it will keep all of the stats. Sometimes when you upgrade things, it re-rolls the stats. There is a cube recipe that upgrades things without re-rolling the stats, so that's something that we may do in the future. But at least we know if we were to upgrade our maiden javelin to a ceremonial javelin, we'd break it because we wouldn't be able to use it because we don't have dexterity 109. So that was a good find. At least we know that we cannot upgrade our item until we have dexterity 109. And then another dungeon yielded Sandor's Taboo gloves, the first part of Sandor's Folly we found. And on their own, these have quite a lot of abilities. Plus 20% increased attack speed, adds 9 to 11 poison damage over 3 seconds, not very much. Plus 20 defense, defense is meaningless, and plus 40 to life. That's quite nice, that's quite a lot of life. And then, because I had an absolute ball load of money at this point, I bought 16 rings. I gambled for 16 rings, looking for rares. I don't think I found anything good, so they all got sold straight away. Then we found the Sigurd's Shelter Gothic Plate on its own, 25% enhanced defense, don't care. Lightning resist plus 30, that's quite nice. It is heavy armour, so it'll slow you down significantly, and it's the first part of the 6-part Sigurd's Complete Steel set. And then straight away we found a second part of Sigurd's Complete Steel. This is the Tower Shield, and this is really good because it adds 1 to all your skill levels and a 20% increased chance of blocking, and adds 1 to skill levels is huge. Here's how it works in conjunction with the chest plate. As we see, the set as a whole steals 10% life stolen per hit, and that's an additional bonus from just having 2 of the 6 parts. And the Gothic Plate reflects 20 damage back on any melee attackers, so that's quite nice. Then we found Hazara's Iron Fist, which is a buckler, plus 10 to strength, damage reduced by 2. Then Biggin's Bonnet, plus 30% enhanced defense, plus 30 attack rating, plus 14 defense, defense don't care, plus 15 to life, plus 15 to mana. Not bad. Then this unique Vulge, 75% enhanced damage, plus 30 attack rating, 30% chance of doing double damage, hit causes monsters to flee 75% of the time, which is quite nice, and adds 5 to all resistances. And we found another piece of Tancred's battle gear, the helm, and the helm on its own does 10% enhanced damage, which is quite nice, and plus 40 to your attack rating. And that now gives us 3 parts of Tancred's battle gear. So now the boots are giving us plus 10 to strength and plus 30% faster run walk. And the set as a whole is adding plus 15 lightning damage and steals 5% life per hit. The bone helm now adds plus 10 resistances on top of its other abilities, and the axe plus 20 to mana and 20% increased attack speed. And that was all of the items I found in my 126 dungeons which I ran. Now, if you want to see me using some of these really good items, like the Brine Shield and the Lore Helmet and the Peace Armor, if you want to see me take that out on Nightmare Mode and run the game again, do let me know, and we'll run the game again on Nightmare Mode. Until then, do look after yourself, and I'll talk to you again soon.